I meant to reject a marriage proposal, but I said yes instead. Now I'm engaged. I was supposed to say a no. I was supposed to gently let him down, maybe throw in a "you're amazing but I'm not ready." But instead, accidentally said yes. And now, I'm engaged to a man I do not want to marry. So my boyfriend, let's call him Matt, is one of those nice but kinda bland guys. Like the type of dude who texts "good morning" every day like it's his F***ing job. Orders the same meal at every restaurant. Thinks holding hands at the mall is spicy PDA. We've been together for a little over a year and, honestly, I was already thinking about breaking up with him. Not because he's awful. He's just too safe. Like, if my life was a Netflix show, Matt would be the guy I settle for after my hot, emotionally unavailable love interest ruins my life. So yeah, I wasn't planning on this lasting much longer. And then, he proposed. So one night Matt takes me to this super fancy restaurant. The type of place where the waiters judge you if you don't order wine. I had zero clue what was coming. I just thought cool free steak. Then halfway through dinner he stands up. And suddenly, the restaurant goes quiet. My stomach drops. Because this mother***cur is getting on one knee. Bro. Whoa. So Matt is on one knee, looking up at me with hopeful puppy dog eyes. "Matt, you are the love of my life. Will you marry me?" And me. I panic. Like full brain malfunction, can't form sentences level panic. I can literally feel every single person in the restaurant staring at me. The waiter stops pouring wine. A little girl at the next table gasps like it's a goddamn Disney movie. And instead of doing the logical, reasonable, sane thing, accidentally say yes. The second the word yes leaves my mouth, the entire restaurant erupts in cheers. People are clapping. An old lady at the next table is crying. And Matt, he looks like he just won the F***ing lottery. And me, I want to throw up. Because I didn't mean it. It was **king reflex. Like when a waiter says, "Enjoy your meal." And you automatically say, "You too." But now, I'm engaged. To a man I was planning to break up with. Bro. So now I'm stuck in this absolute nightmare. Matt is telling everyone. His mom already called to say she's so excited to start wedding planning. My friends are screaming in the group chat. People keep congratulating me. And I don't know how to fix it. Do I? Keycap 1 tell him the truth and absolutely destroy his soul. Keycap 2 ride this out and hope he realizes we aren't meant to be.
I lied about speaking another language, and now I'm stuck in a job where everyone thinks I'm fluent. I didn't mean to lie. I wasn't trying to commit corporate fraud. But now, I'm sitting in meetings, nodding like an idiot, while people talk in a language I do not understand. And the worst part, I have no idea how to get out of this. So, a few months ago, I was desperate for a new job. Like, one paycheck away from selling feet pics desperate. I applied for this fancy international company. And during the interview, the hiring manager casually goes, "Oh, by the way, we're really prioritizing bilingual candidates. Do you speak any other languages?" And instead of just saying, "No, but I'm a fast learner, like a normal F***king person," I panicked, and I said, "Yes, of course." Bro, why? Why did I say that? The manager lights up. "That's fantastic. What languages do you speak?" At this point, I am sweating bullets. I could have picked something easy, something common. But no, my dumbass, for some reason, blurts out, "French." French, the one language I do not know at all. I took one semester in high school and got a D-. And guess what? They F***ing hire me. Because apparently, they've been struggling to find a French-speaking employee for months. I walk in, still hoping this whole French is required thing is just corporate bullshit***T. And for the first few days, it is. No one questions me. No one expects me to speak anything but English. I think, I can fake this forever. Then, they send me to a meeting with our French clients. A fully French meeting. The second it starts, Some guy with a thick Parisian accent goes, "Alors, Kamenkins." Bro, what the F asterisk CK does that mean? I am sitting there, smiling like an idiot, nodding along, while my brain is just, Police Scarlight Error 404. Language not found, Police Scarlight. So at this point, I had two choices. Keycap 1, confess and lose my job. Keycap 2, fake it until I either get fired or become fluent by accident. Naturally, I picked option number 2. Here's how I survived. Nodded constantly. If someone looked at me for too long, I just did the thoughtful business nod. Repeated words people said with confidence. If someone said we, I also said we. No idea why, but it worked. Wrote down random phrases to Google Translate later. At one point, my notepad just said QSC KF asterisk CK. Started speaking in the most vague, generic business phrases ever. Things like say and bon question or en vievor made me sound like a mysterious genius. And guess what? It worked. For weeks, everyone just assumed I was a quiet but insightful French speaker. But then, SH asterisk T hit the fan. One day, my boss comes up to me, super excited. "We're flying you to Paris to meet with our biggest client." Bro, I did not think this far ahead. I try to protest, but he's all, "You'll be great. They're expecting you to lead the discussion." Sir, I cannot lead a discussion in a language I do not speak. At this point, I am spiraling. I consider faking a medical emergency. I consider quitting and moving to a new country. I consider learning French overnight through sheer panic. But instead, I go to Paris. We get to the meeting. I am praying for divine intervention. The client greets me in rapid French. I understand nothing, but like a true bullsh asterisk T artist, I just smile and go, "Ah oui, bien, sir," which apparently was enough. Then, the client asked me a question. A long, complicated question. Everyone is staring, waiting. I have no if asterisk king clue what he just said, so I do the only thing I can think of. I smile, chuckle softly, and say, "Je suis d'accord." I had no idea what I just agreed to. The client nods enthusiastically. My boss smiles. Everyone moves on. Bro, I just bluffed my way through a high-stakes business meeting in a language I do not speak. So now, I am still employed. They think I'm some French-speaking business genius. I have no if asterisk king way out. And the worst part? They're signing me up for French classes to teach other employees. I am so F asterisk TD.
I pretended to be my friend on a dating app. And now her match likes me instead. So my best friend, let's call her Olivia, is chronically bad at dating. Not because she isn't pretty. Not because she isn't smart. Well, because this girl has the worst case of texting anxiety I have ever seen. Like she will match with a guy, get excited about it, then immediately panic and refuse to talk to him. So one day she's sitting on my couch, freaking out over some guy she matched with on Hinge. "Olivia. He's perfect. Look at him. He's hot, he's funny, he has a dog. I can't do this." Me, dude. Just message him. "Olivia. No. You do it for me." First I laughed. Then she shoved her phone into my hands. And because I am a dumbass with no self-control, I said, "Fine. I'll just get the convo started for you." Famous last words. So I send him a casual, "Hey, I love your dog. What's his name?" He responds immediately. His name is Jake. The dog, not the guy. The guy's name is Nathan. Nathan is dangerously charming. And at first I was just texting as Olivia. Asking basics H*T. Setting her up for success. But then, Nathan starts dropping actual banter. He's funny. Ooh, funny. And suddenly I'm having fun. And before I know it, I am straight up flirting with him. For hours. As my best friend. Bro. So the next day Olivia is like, "OMG, what did you say to him? He's texting me non-stop." And I'm sitting there like I mouth-eye. Because I know it's not her he's texting. It's me. But now, he's obsessed. She keeps talking about how perfect he is, how much she likes him, how she's never had a guy connect with her this fast. And I'm just sitting there, smiling like an idiot, because I didn't connect with him. You did. And then, the worst possible thing happens. She goes, "I think I'm ready to meet him in person." Bro. At this point I had two choices. Keycap 1, tell Olivia the truth and risk ruining our friendship. Keycap 2, let her meet him, knowing he's in love with me, not her. And like a dumbass I said, "That's a great idea." Because apparently I like to suffer. So Olivia sets up the date. They meet at a cute little cafe. I tag along pretending it's a casual hangout. And the second Nathan walks in, his face falls. 'Cause he sees Olivia first. Then he sees me. And I swear to God, his eyes go straight to mine like he knows. And I immediately know. He thought he was talking to me this whole time. Now Olivia is rambling nervously, trying to impress him. Meanwhile, Nathan is just sitting there, staring at me like I personally ruined his life. And then, he does the worst possible thing. He starts talking to me instead. Every time Olivia asks him something, he answers but looks at me. Every time she laughs at a joke, he's watching my reaction. And Olivia notices. At one point, she literally stops mid-sentence and goes, "Wait, do you two know each other, bro?" So now, Olivia is confused. Nathan is pissed. I am literally sweating. And the worst part, I think I actually like him too. I think he's going to tell her first. I am so F***ed. I stole a date from someone. And now I'm in a full-blown relationship. I wasn't out here trying to hijack some poor girl's love life. I was just at a bar minding my own business, and now I have a boyfriend who thinks we were meant to be. And the worst part, I think I might be in love with him too. So, a few months ago I was having the worst F***ing day. My boss yelled at me. My ex liked my Instagram post, which is scientifically proven to be emotional warfare. I spilled coffee on my white shirt like F***ing toddler. So, obviously my first instinct was, I need a drink immediately. I go to this bar, sit alone, order something strong, and just zone the F***ck out. Then suddenly, a guy sits down in front of me and goes, "Hey, sorry I'm late." Blink. Look around. Who the F***ck is this man? 'Cause let me tell you, he was hot. Like rich boy hair, expensive watch, effortlessly charming smirk kind of hot. Now, a normal person would have immediately said, "Oh sorry, I think you have the wrong person." Me. I panicked and just went with it. So now I'm sitting there, fully pretending to be the woman this guy was supposed to meet. And honestly, it was going great. We clicked immediately. He was funny, smart, clearly successful. He looked at me like I was the most interesting person in the world. And for the first time all week I was actually having fun. But then, *T hit the fan. Because at some point he goes, "I was really nervous to meet you. Your profile didn't even have a picture." Bro. Profile. *King. God. This man thought I was his blind date from a dating app. And I was not. I had just accidentally stolen this woman's date. At this point, I knew I had two choices. Keycap 1, come clean and admit I was a fraud. Keycap 2, keep playing along and pray to God he never finds out. Guess which one I picked? King kept going. Because listen, he was hot, the chemistry was insane, and I was not about to ruin the best date I've had in years. So I smiled, took a sip of my drink and said, "I'm really glad I showed up tonight." Which, technically, wasn't a lie. After the date he walks me outside and says, "I really like you. Can I see you again?" And like a dumbass I said, "Yes." Fast forward a few weeks. We are full on dating. He takes me to expensive restaurants. He texts me good morning and good night. He looks at me like I'm the best thing that's ever happened to him. And every time my brain is just screaming. He still thinks you're some random girl from a dating app. At this point I am too deep in the lie. I can't tell him now. It would ruin everything. So now, I am in a whole-ass relationship with a man who doesn't even know my real name. And the worst part, I think I actually love him. I got paid to fake date a guy. And then I actually fell for him. I was supposed to be running a scam. This was supposed to be easy money. No emotions. No strings attached. Just show up, be hot, pretend to be madly in love, collect my cash and disappear. But now, I have a problem. Because I think I'm actually in love with this idiot. So, a few months ago, I was broke as F***ck. Like, checking my bank balance with my eyes closed broke. One day, I get a message from some random number. Hey, are you available for a job? It pays well. First thought. Murder. Organ trafficking. But then, I saw the pay. $3,000 for 1 weekend. For what? So, obviously I responded. What kind of job? And that's when I learned about him. His name was Theo. Stupidly hot. Like rich boy with sharp jawline and trust fund trauma hot. The kind of guy who probably has a secret library in his mansion. Richer than God but dresses like he hasn't slept in days. And apparently, he needed a fake girlfriend. Why? Because his asshole family wouldn't stop pressuring him to get into a serious relationship. So he figured, why not just hire one? And that's how I became Theo's temporary, highly paid girlfriend. The deal was simple. Keycap 1 pretend to be his girlfriend for 1 weekend at his family's estate. Keycap 2 hold hands, smile, act like I'm obsessed with him. Keycap 3 say nothing about the fact that he clearly hates everyone in his family. Keycap 4 collect my money and GTFO. I thought it would be easy. I was so F***ing wrong. So, I show up at his family's ridiculously massive mansion, expecting some boring fake romance *T. Instead, I walk in and immediately realize, Theo's family is a goddamn nightmare. His mom, a wine-drunk socialite who hates me on sight. His dad, cold, ruthless, Theo energy, probably hasn't smiled since the 90s. His brother, a competitive psycho who clearly has older sibling trauma. His grandma, the only one who seems to like me, but also might be plotting a murder. And Theo, he looked like he was 1 second away from jumping into the ocean. But the moment I walked in, he just wrapped an arm around me and whispered, "Save me. Bro. I am not equipped for this." First I was just doing my job. Laughing at his terrible jokes. Holding his hand like my life depended on it. Saying *T like, "Oh my God, he's so amazing, I'm the luckiest girl." Acting like we were madly in love. But then, something shifted. Because every time I touched him I noticed. The way his grip tightened. The way he looked at me a little too long. The way he whispered thank you like he actually meant it. And then at one point we were alone in his room, pretending to cuddle for appearances. And instead of letting go immediately he just held me. And when I joked, "You're kind of good at this fake boyfriend thing," he looked me dead in the eyes and said, "What if I'm not faking?" Excuse me. At the final family dinner his brother, being the F***king menace that he is, decided to test me. "So tell us, how did you two meet?" I was about to *T my way through it when Theo just told the truth. We met in the most unexpected way. And somehow, she became the best thing that ever happened to me. Bro. That was not in the script. And the worst part, he was looking right at me when he said it. And for the first time all weekend, I couldn't tell if he was acting. At the end of the weekend, Theo handed me the $3,000 in cash. And I thought, this is it. Job done. Time to leave. But then he said, "Unless you want to stay." Bro. What the F***ck am I supposed to do with that? 'Cause now, I don't know if he actually likes me or if he's just too good at pretending. I don't know if I actually like him or if I just got caught up in the fantasy. I have $3,000 in my hand and a dangerously attractive man asking me to stay. Think I want to. *ck. I thought I was being stalked. But it was just my future boyfriend testing me. Let me start this by saying, I've seen way too many horror movies. Which is why, when I started noticing weird asterisk T happening around me, my first thought wasn't, "Oh, what a fun little coincidence." Well, my first thought was, I am about to be murdered. Except plot twist, I wasn't being stalked. I was being tested. By the man who is now my King boyfriend. Started with small things. I'd be walking home, and I swear I could hear footsteps behind me. My favorite coffee shop barista casually mentioned that a guy had been asking about me. I kept noticing the same car parked near my building. At first, I told myself I was just being paranoid. Then one night, I got a text from an unknown number. "Did you make it home safe?" Bro. I wanted to die. Who the *CK was this? Me. Who is this? Unknown number. Just looking out for you. Smiley face. Excuse me. At this point, I was one bad day away from calling the cops. So one night I'm walking home from a bar with my friends. It's late. It's dark. And once again I hear footsteps behind me. I glance back, nothing. I speed up. The footsteps speed up too. I turn a corner. So do they. At this point my fight or flight instinct is screaming. So, naturally I do the dumbest possible thing. I whip around and yell, "Who the *CK are you?" And that's when I see him. A tall, stupidly attractive guy, standing in the shadows, looking way too calm for someone who just got caught lurking. Him, wow. Impressive. Me. What? FCK. Does that mean? Asterisk. And then, he laughs. Like this is funny to him. So I'm standing there on the verge of throwing hands and this guy, let's call him Logan, just smirks and says, "Relax. I was just testing you." Testing. Me. Like I'm *King lab rat. At this point my brain is short-circuiting. Me. Testing me for what? Him. To see if you'd notice. Excuse me. And then he just casually drops this bomb. "I've been interested in you for a while. But I needed to know if you were aware of your surroundings." Bro. Who does this? Who sees a girl they like and thinks, let me fake stalk her to test her street smarts. And the worst part. He looked so damn pleased with himself. At this point I had two choices. Keycap 1, call the cops and end up on a Netflix true crime doc. Keycap 2, accept the fact that this psycho was kinda hot. Unfortunately for my common sense, I chose option number 2. Because listen, Logan was not just hot. He was effortlessly confident. He had that "I could ruin your life in the best way" smirk. He was clearly smart as hell, even if he used his intelligence for *King insanity. And part of me, the deeply toxic romance movie brain-rotted part of me, was kind of into it. So instead of running I just crossed my arms and said, "So, how did I do?" And this *CKer had the audacity to say, "You passed. I'll pick you up at 7 tomorrow." Did I just get asked out by my own *King stalker? So now, I am dating Logan. He is still a smug, confident, terrifying genius. Our relationship is weird as *CK. But also, I have never been more entertained. Like, imagine dating a guy who, instead of sending a WYD text, sends, "You're being followed. What's your exit strategy?" Bro. What kind of relationship am I even in? And the worst part. Think I love it.